Hal Hershfield, Your Future Self, How to Make Tomorrow Better Today. Embark on a transformative journey with Your Future Self, How to Make Tomorrow Better Today, by Hal Hershfield. This book dives into the intriguing notion of personal evolution and identity, challenging the fixed perception of who we are. Through the lens of fascinating stories like that of Pedro Rodriguez Filho, Hershfield explores the profound question, can we truly change our core selves? Delve into themes of self-perception, moral essence, and how our concept of future selves affects present decisions. The book uncovers the psychological underpinnings that bind us to immediate gratification and the biases that might lead to future regret. Hershfield offers actionable strategies to foster stronger connections with our future selves, encouraging readers to envision their future as an ever-present friend. Prepare to be inspired to make choices that not only resonate in the present but also favor a thriving future self.
Redefining Identity. Imagine the harrowing journey of Pedro Rodriguez Filho, born into a life of violence, his skull indelibly marked by his father's abuse. Known for his grisly past, by 1985, Rodriguez Filho had become a notorious serial killer, claiming the lives of 71 individuals. Yet, in a surprising twist, his life trajectory did not conclude within the confines of a prison cell. After mastering literacy and physical fitness, a legal revelation in 2007 saw him re-enter society. Rising at 4 a.m., eschewing substances, and sharing tales of redemption online, he declared himself repelled by his old self and fervently embraced a new identity. This provocative narrative invites us to ponder, can we truly metamorphose our intrinsic nature? As you contemplate, consider the continuity of self amid bodily regeneration and memory retention. If another's thoughts or memories were to replace yours, would your essence persist? Reflect on the enduring qualities that shape you, despite transformative experiences and bodily change. Philosophical musings alone fail to untangle this intricate identity question. Yet, insights from Professor Nina Strominger's study offer another perspective. Caregivers of individuals with Alzheimer's and ALS were questioned about the essence of identity. Strikingly, those with ALS, despite physical decay but intact cognition, were perceived as retaining their identity more than those with Alzheimer's who suffered memory erosion. However, the true revelation emerged from observations of individuals with frontotemporal dementia, individuals retaining physicality and memory but lacking moral faculties. These were deemed the most alien, indicating a profound link between morality and identity. In the light of Rodriguez Filho's metamorphosis, we question whether he indeed became a transformed being. If identity hinges on our moral selves, then perhaps he did reinvent himself. How do you envisage your future self? Will time sculpt a new you, or will continuity prevail? This mystery of human evolution beckons deeper exploration. Embrace your future self. Picture an immortal life, untouched by age, akin to a vampire basking in the moonlight. Enticing as it sounds, this notion raises the question, who would we become with endless time ahead? Each moment of life gives rise to a fresh version of ourselves, forming an evolving tapestry of who we will be. Our vision of these future selves significantly guides our present actions. Are they simply extensions of us, or entirely new entities? This perception is crucial. If we view future versions of ourselves as separate, we might prioritize immediate pleasures over long-term well-being. Consider the disconnect that occurs when we regard our future selves as strangers. Skipping that additional slice of cake seems inconsequential if it's not our current waistline facing the consequences but someone else's. Similarly, without a personal connection, indulgent spending and accumulating debt become easier pills to swallow. This detachment is evident when we envision events far in the future. For instance, approaching one's next birthday involves thinking in terms of continuity, using I and me. Conversely, a milestone 30 years away evokes third-person expressions, transforming our future self into a distant, almost abstract figure. It's like observing two distant birds, differentiating between them is nearly impossible. Whether pondering 10 or 20 years ahead, future incarnations of ourselves blur into an indistinct silhouette. However, despite this temporal haze, they are not fundamentally different people. Recognizing this, we gain valuable insights into bridging the divide between present and future. To live in service of a perceived stranger seems unrelatable. But if we shift our perspective, seeing our future self not as a distant entity but as a beloved companion, our actions may align more with long-term interests. Picture your future self as a cherished friend or loved one. Would you start to make choices benefiting both your present and future self, like avoiding that extra slice of cake or opting against impulsive financial decisions? Whether life stretches endlessly like a vampire under the moon, or is bounded by time, nurturing this connection with our future selves could lead to a more harmonious and fulfilling existence. After all, investing in our future selves means securing the best for the entirety of our existence. Unchain your future. Picture yourself as a ship, securely anchored despite the tempting horizon. This persistent anchoring binds us to our present selves and values, even when we sense the pull of future opportunities. This tendency often drives us towards decisions that may hinder our future potential. Consider the choice of receiving $1,000 in 6 months versus $990 immediately. Many would opt for the instant gain, but what if patience promised a greater reward? This preference for immediate gratification can lead to unfavorable outcomes, as seen when sudden windfalls are quickly squandered. Yet, decisions change in the absence of immediacy. When presented with a choice between $900 in a year or $1,000 in 18 months, a shift occurs, and patience prevails. The appeal of instant rewards diminishes when the wait is unavoidable. This shift isn't restricted to finances. Even when choosing between a chocolate bar or nutritious nuts for later, the healthier option often wins. Why does future uncertainty make immediacy so enticing? The familiar present holds a powerful sway, just like a day feels longer now than one anticipated months ahead. Our perception of time compresses when we look to the future, making present moments seem more significant. This dynamic mirrors the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly. Each present moment shapes our future. If we neglect to consider who we want to become, we risk future regrets based on present choices. So, the time has come to weigh anchor, allowing our future selves to steer us through life's choices, ensuring a journey free from regret. Future self-connection. Envision, if you will, the moments of last-minute frenzy, famously depicted by the likes of Mozart dashing through the final pages of Don Giovanni just hours before its unveiling. This scene is familiar to many who have crammed for an exam the night before. Procrastination is a shared tendency, rooted in our struggle to vividly picture our future selves. This inability leads to postponing tasks, ultimately burdening the person we will become. However, by practicing self-forgiveness for past procrastination and enhancing our foresight, we can forge a stronger bond between our past, present, and future selves, reducing undue stress on our future selves. Have you ever committed to a future event, only to find yourself dreading it as the day approaches? This is the yes damn effect, a disconnect where our current enthusiasm overshadowed the reality of future fatigue or disinterest. The mismatch in emotions over time, often leading to regret, is a common occurrence. Think of those tattoos, once chosen with zeal, that now serve as relics of impulse, or a relationship entered under misguided projections of permanence. Like packing heavy winter clothes for a summer getaway, this highlights our frequent misjudgments towards future needs. Such missteps stem from two prevalent biases. The projection bias tricks us into believing our future emotional states will mirror our current ones. Meanwhile, the end of history illusion convinces us that our preferences and identities will remain static. These biases cloud our decision-making, often resulting in choices that bring regret, such as imprudent relationships or misplaced commitments. Understanding these psychological tendencies empowers us to align our choices with the actualities of who we aim to be. Through this clearer self-perception, we bridge the gap between our present identities and the unfolding narratives of our future selves. Good decision-making, at its core, hinges on empathy for our future selves, seeing them not as distant strangers, but as continuations of our current selves. By cultivating this insight, we create pathways to make decisions today that resonate with the lives we wish to lead tomorrow. Bridging to your best self. Envision encountering your future self only to find dissatisfaction lurking in your life choices. To transform this potential reality, you must make your future self feel vivid and real today. Think of your future as a person in need, much like a family already chosen to receive aid. When the future feels personal, the urge to act is stronger. Start with writing a letter to your future self or creating a time capsule, making tomorrow tangible and prompting decisions that benefit the person you'll become. Picture your future vividly, then mentally travel back to today's reality. Transform years into days when planning ahead, sparking immediate clarity in action. Yet this vision isn't enough, commitment grounded in action is vital. Buying a gym membership isn't just a purchase but a promise to pursue fitness. However, don't rely solely on self-discipline. Sometimes, it's wiser to remove potential distractions altogether. Imagine locking your phone away to ensure undisturbed work time, acting in favor of your future self. Consider imposing instant punishments for failing commitments, like a self-imposed fine for skipping a workout. The sharpness of immediate loss can drive you to make choices supporting long-term goals. Yet building a better tomorrow isn't solely about sacrifices, it's about enhancing today too. Pair daunting tasks with enjoyable activities, listen to an audiobook during workouts or watch videos while doing chores. These small tweaks transform difficulties into manageable, even pleasurable experiences. When confronting daunting challenges, like significant debt, slice them into smaller, manageable pieces. This not only simplifies the task for your present self but also steadily builds towards a brighter future. Balancing today's pleasures with tomorrow's promises is crucial on this path. By weaving immediate incentives with strategic planning, you create a bridge to a future where your best version awaits. Balancing the scales between the now and the next can illuminate a fulfilling journey ahead.
In Your Future Self, Hal Hershfield illuminates the potent influence our perception of time has on life's decisions. The book compellingly argues that when we see our future selves as allies, these spectral figures of tomorrow become less elusive and more integral to our current choices. Key learnings revolve around understanding the biases, like the projection bias and the end-of-history illusion, that cloud our judgment. Hershfield encourages a shift in perspective, where we envision our future selves vividly and act today in ways that won't lead to future regrets. He offers practical strategies, from crafting letters to future selves to pairing unpleasant tasks with enjoyable ones, all designed to bridge the gap between now and the many tomorrows. Hershfield's insights invite readers to align their immediate actions with long-term happiness, advocating for a conscious, thoughtful navigation through life that honors both present and future selves.